Hey guys, I don't really necessarily have a topic today. Normally I do, but I just had a lot of emotional reactions to the NFL draft. I watched that last night and I watched a few of the highlights this morning. So I'm just going to kind of freestyle it this morning. Just got through with a good walk. A lot of thoughts are hitting my mind about success and what it takes to succeed. I love sports, really do. The NFL, NCAA college basketball, some of the NBA, especially when the playoffs roll around and the finals get here. Not as much here recently as I used to 10, 15 years ago. Used to really be into it. The thing that I always have liked, by the way, when I watch the NFL draft, I also get this in golf as well. I love like watching the Masters, a lot of the Opens. I really like that, and even the horse races. The Kentucky Derby. Just watching horses go for that Triple Crown. Just the pageantry, the guts, the exhilaration of victory. It's something to behold. If you're drawn to my channel, you probably feel the same way, and you probably be able to even word it better than I am right now. But just watching these kids achieve their goal of getting into the NFL and to be able to celebrate that with their families, to give glory to God, and to just let that raw emotion come out that you have when you achieve a goal. It's something that more of the world should be able to experience, to feel it, and knowing the support that they had, have their families right there with them, significant others, and former coaches talk about them. It was so cool to hear Nick Saban talk about, I think it was one of the top picks. Actually talked about a lot of the picks, but just to give you stories about the background of a lot of these players that he has actually coached and been around, to hear that perspective from a true champion was phenomenal as well. And watching them walk up to that podium, the emotion that would overcome them, and then to be able to hug the commissioner, it's just something I know they visualized since they were little kids. Watching the draft themselves, that they visualize themselves walking up to that podium and putting on that cap of the team that drafted them. To be able to get the call from an owner and then talk to the coach that you're going to play for, all of the newness of it. It's a brand new phase in their life, and they've already overcome so many obstacles before, and they're ready to face a brand new challenge. They're walking into a whole new frontier, and they're doing so with excitement and anticipation. Maybe just a twinge of fear. Can they perform on the next level? But that twinge it's nothing compared to all the exhilaration and all the belief and confidence that they have going into it. And that little bit of fear, maybe I should kind of talk about that right now. That's normal, that's expected, and it's also very important. Every single thing you may strive to do in life, there's a part of you that says, wow, is this even possible? Or what if I fail? What if I fall flat on my face? What if I embarrass myself? What if I have to go running back to where I came from with my tail between my legs? Everybody feels that. Some of the greatest coaches, they would end up they throw up before the game. I mean, some players, they would just get so nervous before the game. They couldn't even think straight. But when it came time to perform and the lights came on and the crowd started cheering, all that goes away. And if you ever play sports, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have that little bit of nervousness. And once you get out and start performing on the field, those butterflies, they go away. It's good because it gives you an edge. And the thing is, we can capture that, and we can do that in life and all of our goals. Just know that just because it seems big at first and it seems like it's an insurmountable obstacle or many insurmountable obstacles that you would face along the way, just look at the prize and say, I'm going to do it anyway. Those obstacles become very small compared to the prize that you are striving to attain. Again, just watching those guys last night achieve their goal and have their family there with them and have coaches talk about them, it shows you a whole lot about what it takes to succeed. It requires so much of you. You have ambition, you have drive, you have that, it's internal, but you really have to work. You have to hone your craft. You have to perfect it. And there's never going to be a crowd there in practice when you're getting the fundamentals down. And in life, when you're learning how to do a sales call, when you're learning how to put a marketing plan into place, when you're setting up your ads, when you're learning your craft, when you're learning how to set up the whole sales process. And if you're a salesman, when you're learning how to do cold calling, all of that stuff, it's something you have to do when nobody's even watching you and nobody even cares. You got to master that. But the rewards of doing it far outweigh the work that you put into it and the struggle and the suffering that this goal requires. It's the price you pay. You pay the price in advance to yield the result of the exhilaration of victory and accomplishment and achievement. And once you accomplish what it is that you're striving to achieve, it's always worth it. It's always worth it. No matter what it seems like when you're going through the struggle and becoming better, it's always worth it when you win. And when you focus on winning and where you're trying to go, it overshadows everything along the way. The hardest thing is when you're alone and you're by yourself and you're putting in the work. But once you do it long enough and you keep doing it, it fills you. It fills you so much. When you're alone and you're sitting there getting everything down, you're becoming better. And you finally start to see the areas of growth. It may even be a small little thing, like, because go back to cold calls. When you pick up that phone, all of a sudden you've done 25 calls and you didn't really experience any fear at all. Maybe that first one was kind of the hardest one, but after about 5 or 6 in, you're just going down the list and you just boom, 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 boom. Anything, whatever you're doing, it's just you get to that point where you're starting to see growth and you're starting to notice that you're different. It really fuels the fire and you start to understand that's what it's all about, getting better every single day and growing. And then that one day you fulfill your dream and you're actually where you wanted to be. You realize that every single time you overcame your fears, every single time you put the work in, every single time you stayed consistent, every single time you nailed that habit that you needed to nail, every single time you nailed that habit that was necessary in order for you to grow and become that person who actually deserve what it is that you're striving to obtain. Every single time there's momentum that gathers and you become a better person and you become the person who deserves that goal, that achievement that you've been trying and striving to realize in your life. And it's practically a game. It's a game within a game. And if you approach life in that way, just no doubt about it, you will be a winner. But you just can't give up. You got to stay consistent and you got to do whatever is required to get the job done.